30 laps of the track for the scratch race. Everyone in the field must do the very best they can on the final lap in that sprint to make sure that they get as high up in the standings as possible to maximise the amount of points that they can get. Olivia Belosaita now. Sait's in second position. And then a big move from Yumi Kajihara up around the outside. They'll come around to get the bell. And the pace is right on now. The bell sounds, and Liu Jiali in second position as they come through. Strung right out as they go down the back straight. And you see in the top three, 2 Japanese riders, so they have timed this perfectly. They've been so strong this week. And Kajihara with a really comfortable, strong and commanding performance to pick up the 40 points for winning the scratch race to open up the Omnium for her. Now this is the tempo. If you haven't watched a tempo race, sounds really straightforward. After the first 4 laps, then the first rider across the line every lap right through to the finish gets 1 point. If you take a lap on the field, you get 20 points. As we see the first attack though, now they haven't gone into the sprint points just yet, but Lara Gillespie from Ireland is the first one to hear the bell. Now she has a big enough gap to be guaranteed that she will be away for this lap. So Lara, if she's feeling strong enough, she doesn't have to gain the lap straight away. She can hang back a little bit. That's 4 laps that she's led now, so there's 4 points that she gets for that. Yeah. And she's gone straight into the peloton. Okay, so.
Yeah, lap up. What a move.
Yep.
But you can see 2 riders going off the front now.
And both Japanese riders. So this is fascinating. Uchino in the black colours. That's for the trade team registered for Japan. And Kajihara is out there as well. So this is fascinating. They will work together. If they can share the points each lap, they'll be happy with that. And they're almost at half a lap up on the peloton.
They can just stay there, hang off the back, not join, and take every single lap of the remaining 11 laps of this race.
And the danger to this, though, now they are both very strong riders, so maybe no danger at all. But if the peloton really start to go, if they gas it, then they might not be able to bridge the gap and get the 20 points for gaining the lap. Well, they have now gone onto the peloton. They've realised getting close to the end of the race, the peloton's speeding up. It's hard to try and hold just off the back of them. So they have now regained into the field. Victoria Velasco from Mexico, sitting in behind Bryony Botha from New Zealand. So Botha gets the point there. Velasco picked up 1, Botha with an extra 1. So she goes up to 4th place on 5 points. And her speed is a little bit too much for Velasco from Mexico. They're going to come around 2 laps to go. Another point for Botha. And she's desperately now trying to close it down. She doesn't want to wait any longer. She's trying to get this lap gain.
She desperately wants this lap. Such a boost of points will absolutely skyrocket her towards the top end of the finishing places of this race. The bell goes now. She's got 1 lap to try and catch on the back of the peloton.
She's about to get there now in the final lap. She picks up the point on the previous lap, and Botha is maybe, possibly, not too sure if she will, trying to get to the back of the field. It's up to the judges whether they determined that as a lap gain. Now, it has popped up that Bryony Botha was indeed given that lap gain, and she did that in the final bend, it must be said, at the end of her race. So Bryony Botha goes to 27 points, wins 1 point ahead of Tsuyuka Uchino. And we did have the standalone elimination for both men and women on the first day, but this one as part of the Omnium series. This is the 3rd discipline, with the points race still to come. To go. And again, we see underneath Li Xingwing. Surely she can't keep doing these big efforts to move out and go up around the outside. The crowd will certainly be up and about. She has a rider from Lithuania underneath that she might be able to box in. That's Olivia Belosaita. And everyone's up and about hoping that Li Xingwing can hold on. It's not going to happen. It was 1 too far for her. So the rider from Hong Kong is gone.
As the crowd appreciates the efforts there to stay in after being very narrowly eliminated previously, it's hard to try and keep near the front. This pace is being held quite strong by the Swiss rider on the front, with New Zealand on her hip, keeping in good position. But now, it's the European champion at risk, but trying to move around the outside with the Japanese as well, trying to fight for a position.
Uchino at the back. So this is the current overall leader from Japan. So Uchino with a real acceleration to try and take Stenberg out, but it's going to be Uchino So this is great for Kajihara, who's sitting in second place. And Uchino would be disappointed with that.
She's eliminated now, and now it's on to these other riders to make the most of this opportunity that they have.
Kajihara sits in second last position. Stenberg, she seems to have booked a ticket for the caboose tonight. Can she keep doing it and keeping herself in the race? Focusing again.
I think the Portuguese rider might be in trouble here. Oh, that was tight.
I couldn't pick that.
Chinese Taipei eliminated. 238. Ting Ying Hang. Again, Stenberg on the back. Having to make moves around the outside to stay in this one.
Oh, and you can see there diving down underneath. Now she was pushed down. That was Belisata. We'll have to wait and see what the judges say about that one, because you're not allowed to be down on the blue band improving your position. And it's... yeah, Lithuania. So Switzerland was definitely the last. Seitz was the last across the line, but because she improved her position on the blue band at the bottom.
You may as well take the front, make the move as the Japanese does.
And she dives through underneath, and ooh, she's going to be a real danger there, perhaps. We've seen an elimination from a situation like that already. So Kajihara, but it's Gillespie and Martins. I think it may have been Gillespie. Yep, so Lara Gillespie last across. So they didn't punish Kajihara for that move.
No, she was already there in the lane. It was just a bit tight.
So Martins, both up. Kajihara and Stenberg, the European champion. We've got the European champ, we've got the former world champ in front of her. And Martins from Portugal, side by side with Bryony Botha. Look over the shoulder, and I think Kajihara realises that Stenberg has run out of legs. So the European champ is out, fourth place for her.
As we're down to the final three.
Well, Bryony Botha not doing the same as Aaron Gate yesterday in the men's elimination, putting in a fantastic ride in this one. Botha comes in, Martins from Portugal in second. Then it's the winner of the elimination on the first day, Yumi Kajihara. Has she got the legs to pop over the top? She has a great little acceleration, has Yumi, and she's going to be easily going over the top. So that's really cagey. It just shows how comfortable she's feeling out there, because she was so confident.
Yeah, so there was a great turn of speed there to keep her safe to go one-on-one for this final sprint to see who can take out the elimination race of the women's Omnium.
40 points up for the winner in the overall Omnium series. Only the points race to come. Yumi Kajihara from Japan is now in the overall standings, commanding lead. Bryony Botha from New Zealand, though, she wants to get the win in this elimination, get the 40 points, and here comes Kajihara, the former world champ. She takes her second elimination win for the weekend. This time it's in the Omnium, and claims the 40 points on offer, so she'll have a nice lead going into the final discipline, the points race. So a 10-point advantage now for Yumi Kajihara over Gillespie, 14-point advantage over Uchino in third place. This is the final discipline within the women's Omnium. 80 laps, sprint every 10.
As the Kazakhstan rider has taken this opportunity and will get this first sprint, because she's got a solid 40-metre lead on the bunch, but they're starting to wind up now and fight for those final 3 points paying positions.
Renata Sultanova picks up the 5, and Uchino came from the clouds and pick up the 3 points that were on offer. Yumi with 2 points, with Gillespie not in the points that time, so she will extend her lead now. 62 laps to go. They hear the bell the next time they come around. The whole peloton in the women's Omnium riding at the top of the track, who can put themselves through and into a good position and set up. Olga Zeblitskaya from Uzbekistan, 43 years of age, 61 laps to go. And she has been very quickly run down, though. Valesco goes over the top of Mexico. And she's trying to hold on to get the 5 points. So Victoria Valesco will get the 5 points. 51 laps to go. And Gillespie versus Kajihara, second and third in the overall standings, third up there as well. So the top three, Kajihara, Gillespie and Uchino, fighting for this one. Gillespie from Ireland in the green colours on the inside. Yumi Kajihara versus Uchino, and Kajihara gets it this time. So Japan first and second with Gillespie third, and that will switch It does. You can see on the left there. So Uchino goes into the silver medal position with Gillespie now into the bronze.
Yeah, that was really interesting to see that sprint between the top three, because you could see who's got the fresher legs at the start of this race, who's got that top end speed, who can get those extra points by rolling around the outside in a sprint. Do we see come from the bottom of the track from Kazakhstan?
Sultanova it is. We've seen her off the front picking up a 5-point attack sprint earlier, and she's coming around to get the bell. Sechikova from Czechia comes through. Larata from Spain. Big move coming from Velasco up into third position. But Sechikova will hold on for the 5. How does that change things in the overall classification? And Zabelinskaya has gone on the attack. She's a long way down in the overall standing, so they may not pay much attention to Olga.
She's going as fast as she can to get this lap done now, because she's closing in quick.
Yeah, and the timing was important then, because she hadn't caught the bunch before she got to 21 laps to go. The bell did sound for her, so she can complete this lap, get the 5 points. No problem now. Get to the back of the peloton, Olga. You don't have to hang off the back. You have the 5 points. Now she gets the lap gain as well, 20 points. So there's a 25-point advantage as we race for the scraps. 3, 2, and 1 points that are still on offer. And it's our overall leader, Yumi Kajihara from Japan, that picks up the 3 points. So you can guarantee she is going to come away with the win here. It is all about who is going to get silver and bronze. Comfortable position in the overall standings, but Anita Stenberg, the European champion, she's timed her run into this sprint very well. Aline Seitz from Switzerland in second position. Then it's Botha from New Zealand. Sultanova from Kazakhstan will finish 4th. They come across the line in that order. So Stenberg picks up 5 points ahead of Seitz. Botha, she picks up 2. She's down in 7th place. Seitz is in 5th. Final sprint coming. Here's the last bell. Double points on offer. 10, 6, 4, and 2. Seitz it is that leads into the final lap. Petra Tsefikova from Czechia. Then it's the silver medal rider in Tsuyaka Uchino. She's going to pick up some points regardless of how many she gets. She will get the bronze medal. Tsefikova comes through to get the 10 points on offer for the final sprint. But that was a dominant show from Yumi Kajihara to win the women's Omnium O outright here tonight. Kajihara ahead of Uchino and Lara Gillespie. She finishes in bronze.